Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is the Acer Predator Triton 500. This is going to be a first impressions and unboxing video, and I'm pretty excited because this model actually has a unique cooling solution. So let's take a look at it. Let's roll. All right, so I'm excited about this unit because the Triton 300 didn't impress me all that much, so I'm hoping that this one, with its unique cooling solution, will actually fare a bit better. So let's take a peek at this. Oh, look at that. Wow. It's got a nice box. This unit here. Let's take a peek what's inside. Okay. Let's take a look at the power brick here. Of course, we've got our power cord, our power brick, which comes in at 230 watts. Actually, 230.1 watts. Use that extra 0.1. Okay, so that's the unit there. Of course, we got some manuals here. Anything good? Some premium service, 1 year of warranty support on this model. Of course, a setup guide that basically tells you how to turn it on and how to plug it in. And of course, we have some stickers on the back. Oh, package that away, we don't need those. Let's get to the good stuff. Here we go. So that is the unit there. What I like about the Predator design is that they actually anodize the aluminum fins to their blue color, which I think is pretty cool. So you can see those fins off the back here. I think it just gives it a subtle look off the back. I do like that. I am hoping that these are far more functional than the smaller sibling, the 300. How is it looking? First impressions? Well, this comes in at 4.6 pounds. It's pretty nice from that perspective. How about that one finger open? Oh yes, one finger open. Love it. And so this unit does feature a all aluminum design. So that's on the lid, on the deck, and underneath. Now I do see that underneath, of course, we do have the smaller intake grills, which I attributed to the poor thermal performance on the 300. So I'm hoping I'm wrong about that. But what's unique about this model is it actually has 3 fans. So there's 1 here and 2 on this side to keep the GPU and the CPU cool. So we'll see how well that actually works in the full review, but I'm excited to test it nonetheless. So let's go over the specs on this unit. So this unit features the i7-10775H, that's 6-core, 12 threads, kind of the staple that seems for the entry level of most gaming notebooks these days. Of course, we also have a 1080p screen, that's 300 hertz, 3 millisecond response time, as well as G-Sync. So I am really excited to see how that fares. Of course, we also have 16 gigs of memory at 2933 megahertz, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, as well as an 84-watt battery. So that should give us plenty of battery life. I'm hoping that the battery is pretty solid on this. Now, as it relates to the keyboard, it is a per key RGB keyboard. The keyboard on the last model was quite nice. I always liked the fact that a 15-inch model does not have the numpad, simply because I find it too cramped. And of course, our touchpad here. which is a precision touchpad, which is very nice. And of course, the star of the show has a 2070 Super. This is the Max Q, but it is overclockable. So we'll actually see if it can keep an overclock without it hitting its thermal limits. Time will tell. This also is a 17.9 millimeter chassis, so quite thin overall. I really like that and I appreciate that. So let's take a look at our I/O on this unit. Of course, we have our vent, and we also have our Barrow power plug, our killer combo, so that's wireless as well as Ethernet, our USB 3 port with charging capabilities, HDMI, a dedicated mic and headphone port for audio. So looking on the right hand side, we have our Kingston lock, our vent, of course our USB 3 Type A ports, a mini display port out, as well as a Thunderbolt USB-C port. And of course we have some LED status for battery and for activity, hard drive activity. Alongside the back, we have two large vents. Of course, we have that blue signature, which is nice to see. Overall, I of course like the lightweight of it. I think it's got a good design. Love that there's a one finger open. We do have a webcam on this. It is 720p, not Windows Hello, unfortunately. Now, in terms of travel on this screen, it is 180 degrees. Look at that thing. That is impressive. So you can get whatever viewing angle you would like when you're working on this unit. Let's turn this puppy on. I do like that startup sound. It sounds like a transformer. And then we can see the keys here. They're just going crazy. So per key RGB, really nice from that perspective. So of course we do have this spooled up right now. It is of course doing some installs in the background, but you can see that just right now it's sitting at 76 degrees. So, you know, overall kind of similar to what we were seeing in that Triton 300. Of course it does have two GPU fans and the CPU fan, but I don't know. We'll have to see, we'll have to put it through its paces, see how it fares. The temperature doesn't lie. This is right out of the box, guys. So here I'm hopeful, but we'll see. Even right now in the fan control, this is sitting at max. If I push that down to auto, it spools down a little bit, but this is easily getting up into that 50, 55 decibel zone. Here, we'll see how it fares in the full review. So first impressions on this unit, well, I can tell you I really love the design, the chassis. I think it's got a very premium look and feel to it. Keyboard design. This one is without the numpad, which I really appreciate on the 15-inch, so that's nice. How's that keyboard sound? Well, I think it sounds pretty good. Good keyboard travel. The keys are quite tactile, so I really like that. So overall, in terms of the RGB, you have a number of great settings here to go everything from breathing to snake, which is kind of cool. You know, I do appreciate when they have a lot of different lighting effects that you can choose on a notebook, and this is actually probably one of the larger selections I've seen, which is really nice to see. The one thing that I'm not liking so far is, of course, the sound levels. So I'm hoping these will get under control in a little bit, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. So that wraps up the unboxing and first impression on the Acer Predator Triton 500. Looking forward to putting it through its paces, giving you the full review in the next 4 or 5 days. Please let me know what you'd like me to include in the review in the comment section down below. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, bye for now.